Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Log Wrong Tower, this is Albatross 1-3, requesting permission to land, over.
I don't need a computer to tell me how to land a damn airplane.
6.
Heads-up display, check.
5.
Lasers, check.
4.
Particle beam, check.
3.
Photon bolts, check.
2.
Chair control, check.
1.
Let's do it.
Hi, everybody. I'm Robert, and I'm one of the occasional guests and occasional hosts on Docking Bay 77. I'm so glad to be here on YouTube today with you all to talk about one of my favorite things. Now, for most people, summer means vacation, but for me, summer means road trips. I have loved road trips since riding in the back of my folks' station wagon on the way to visit my grandparents 3 states away. I saw so much out of that station wagon windows, the billboards, the motels, the natural wonders, the tourist traps, all of it. And ever since, I have loved it all. I have taken road trips to get from point A to point B, road trip to sightsee as much as I could cram in, and even road trips about road trips. Over the years, I visited the sites of the first gas station from 1913. It's in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. The first motel, San Luis Obispo, from 1925. And even the first interstate truck stop at Wapakoneta, Ohio, which was built in 1956. We even visited the Airstream factory in Jackson Center, Ohio, and I have pictures of all of it. Over the years, I've driven thousands of miles through 44 states, and I want to share some of that with you. And so, here are my top 7 things I love about road trips, each with one road trip route, some highlights, and a tip. First things first, planning. Now, Dwight D. Eisenhower was a lot of things. 34th president, 5-star general, but I like to remember him as the father of the interstate highway system. Famously, he said, "Before a battle begins, planning is everything. Once it is started, planning is nothing." Road trips are exactly the same, but you do need to plan. I've used maps, guidebooks, including some wonderful AAA tour books and atlases. I still use those sometimes. And of course, now the internet. The more you put in, the better. Plan, plan, plan. Now, the most elaborate road trip we made was not really one road trip. It was over a dozen road trips across a year. We decided to spend lots of long weekends visiting everything in California before we moved. Every mission, every national park site, all of it. We had a giant bulletin board up over our mantle with maps and note cards and pins. It was like a spy central. From the Trees of Mystery to the Winchester Mystery House, we saw the biggest, smallest, oldest, oddest, and frankly, the tackiest stuff the Golden State had to offer. But it was glorious. Now, in California, if you want to stay away from the tentpole cities, although San Francisco and Hollywood and Los Angeles and San Diego are lovely, I recommend Highway 395, which goes from the Mojave Desert up in through the Eastern Sierra. It is so beautiful. And also, while you're planning, don't forget, maybe you have particular traditions or things you like to do. Don't forget those. For us, we do foot selfies. You'll see what I mean. My tip, when planning, remember Ike. Plan all you can, but then leave time for discovery and problems. Now you're on the road. You got to have someplace to stay. So unless you're camping, which I also love, or know lots of people, you're going to need a place to stay. I do not want a posh hotel for a road trip. I need a bed and a shower and lots of character. There have been so many terrific motels we've stayed at over the years, but my favorite was the Plains Motel, or to give it its full name, Plains Motel, Trading Post, Gift Shop, and Ice Cream Parlor. Now, it's in Douglas, Wyoming, home of the Jackalope. How much more road trip can you get? This place has got it all. It's been cobbled together from a bunch of historic buildings. In fact, you can even stay in a converted, relocated camp barrack from a World War II internment camp, if that's your thing. Anyway, it's on Interstate 25, the Pan-American Highway, running north-south from Wyoming all the way down to New Mexico. My tip on motels, avoid chains. Even better, use something like an Airbnb if you want to. Stay local. Number 3, diners. You got to eat like a local too. Don't go to those chain restaurants. Ask folks in town where they go for breakfast or where the best Chinese is or whatever you like. Some places, though, cannot be missed. My pick is the Roadkill Cafe in Seligman, Arizona, right off the Mother Road, Route 66. If you've heard the song, you know where that one goes. Roadkill has an old-timey Western town built outside. Inside, they have a terrific menu with things including Bad Breaks steak and splatter platters. It's kitschy, but the food is really good. My tip when looking for places to eat, go where the truckers go. They always know the best food at the best prices. My grandfather taught me that. Number 4, driving. It's a road trip. You're in your car a lot. Unless you're cooler than me, then maybe you're on a motorcycle. Anyway, car essentials obviously include snacks. We do jerky, cheese, and peanut M&Ms, but you do you. Gotta have maps because the GPS will tell you where you are, but GPS does not tell you all the cool things that are around you. Of course, you've already planned. But you also need a good companion or two, whether it's your spouse, a best friend, a couple best friends, your dog, whatever. Speaking of maps and companions, my husband Stephen cannot read a map. Once while we were driving through Nebraska, I asked him how far it was to the next exit. We needed gas. And he was looking at the map and looking at the map. And finally he said, "Is that little symbol supposed to be a lighthouse? I don't know." No, it is not a lighthouse. We are in Nebraska. Some of our biggest fights have been driving. But my ride or die on the car is tunes. You may not always get radio, so plan ahead. Themed playlists are terrific, or contrary ones. I love to listen to weird instrumentals in the desert. Nothing is better than Philip Glass going through the middle of New Mexico. Tunes are especially important on long stretches of kind of boring highway, like some of the Lincoln Highway, the U.S.'s first transcontinental highway, which was begun in 1912. My tip about driving is get out and stretch. And remember, what happens in the car stays in the car. There are no lighthouses in Nebraska. Number 5, roadside attractions. I can recommend Wall Drugs in South Dakota, Merrimack Caverns, or any caves in Missouri, The Thing in Arizona, and I will always stop at the world's biggest anything. But my pick for roadside attraction is Carhenge in Alliance, Nebraska, right off of U.S. Route 385, which goes from Deadwood, South Dakota, all the way down to Big Bend Park in Texas. It is a classic. Stonehenge is American folk art. It is a real labor of love. It is so beautiful, also thought-provoking, and it has a great gift shop, so everybody wins. Tip: for roadside attractions, the more billboards, the better. Once you're out of the cities, every state has so many billboards, especially at the state lines. I don't know why. And they're always for one of 4 things: roadside attractions, yay, fireworks, Jesus, or porn. Now, I know you probably all have your own personal relationship you developed with Jesus and porn, but you can ignore those then. Ignore them all. Just focus on the roadside attraction billboards. The more there are, the more you need to visit that attraction. Number 6, national parks. The flip side of the roadside attraction, national parks are scenic wonders and historic sites that really are our national treasures here in the U.S. I have been to over 125 national park sites. I'm kind of a nut. Even our village is a national historic landmark, so it was tough for me to choose this one. But by virtue of it being the longest and also being an all-American road, I'm picking the Blue Ridge Parkway, which runs over 450 miles from Virginia through North Carolina. If you're ambitious, add on the Skyline Drive, which goes an additional 100 miles through Shenandoah National Park in Virginia and connects. Every mile of it is stunning. We did it once over about 9 days. We drove about 50 miles a day and picked a place to camp, and it was wondrous. Tip: get a national park passport book. They look like this. They are fantastic. You can get little stamps at all the places you go. They're really terrific. Number 7. You've seen the attractions, you've eaten the food, you've slept in the motels. You are on your way home. But your road trip should not end once you get home. Travel should be enriching and nourishing for more than just 1 week. Our whole downstairs at our house is themed national parks and road trips, down to a mounted jackalope over our fireplace. And yes, at Christmas, it wears a Santa hat. Why not? But you don't have to go as far as we do. Keep your souvenirs and photos around, though. Make a journal or a scrapbook. You'll be surprised at how many things delight you that might have slipped away over time. Some years, we even do a Christmas card. Tip: For souvenirs, buy things you're going to use and enjoy, not just toss in a drawer. From little things like magnets or coffee mug to the little floaty pens, where the thing slides back and forth. My husband loves those. To maybe an expensive piece of art that you just spoke to you on your trip. Whatever. But keep those road trip feelings alive by having the stuff around you all the time. Whether it's cross country or just around your home state, there's always something to see on a road trip, and I hope this gave you a few ideas for some routes and some ways to enjoy them. Pick an interest, pick a state, start planning, and go. And to misquote our Docking Bay 77 motto, remember, personal memories are always better than postcards. Thank you. I'll see you next time.